Hello, Pally. I'm Maddie Drucker. Today is Monday, September 11th, and we know many are reflecting on the tragedy of 9/11. We will take a look at the events of that day a little later in the show. We also have sports and pop quiz coming up on today's episode. But first, today's daily pick was sent in by JC. They sent in a pic of their service dog, Mina, being the best pup. Thanks for that, Jay. We always love puppy pictures here at InFocus. Speaking of dogs, Ben Filter has a burning question he'd like you to answer. Ben wants to know how a dog should wear pants, 4 legs or 2. Check out that Twitter to help Ben Filter out. Poll is closed tomorrow, so get your votes in. And while you're on our Twitter, help us by tweeting in your daily pick at Pally InFocus. Now on to today's campus bulletin. This Wednesday, Pally Speech and Debate is hosting their annual Speech and Debate Showcase. Members from the award-winning team will sample a performance or participate in a debate. All Pally parents who are interested in speech and debate are encouraged to come, as well as interested students. The event will be hosted on Wednesday, September 13th from 5 to 7 p.m. in the MAC building. Free food and drinks will be provided. Contact pallyspeechanddebate@gmail.com with any questions. Spirit Week is almost here. Freshmen who want to help decide the freshman class theme, choreograph the dance, and help with the float or share ideas on anything about Spirit Week, there is a meeting during lunch today in Portable 8. Pally ASB is planning a huge festival on the quad this week. Inspired by the popular festival in Southern California, the event will be called Quadcella. Finn Minuti and Sam Miller have more.
That's right, Maddie. Starting Wednesday and ending Friday, Quadcella will be taking place. We'll have some great performances, live music, games, and food. So come on down. It's going to be a pretty wonderful time overall. Back to you. That's right, Maddie.
The deadline for signing up for the Pally Parking Permit Lottery is Wednesday, September 13th at 12:30 p.m. Seniors will have first priority, followed by juniors. See Mr. Berkson for more info. The Pally Science Olympiad team is hosting an informational meeting today in room 1702 during lunch. Sign-ups for tryouts are also available at pallyscioli.org. Students wishing to apply for President's Award and submit hours for senior transcripts, visit pally.net/community service for all info and directions. The deadline for seniors is today. For all other grades, it is Friday, September 22nd. Don't go away. Pally InFocus will be right back.
Sounds like a really good deal.
Oh, yes. Oh, yeah. That's awesome, bro. Yeah. Oh, yes. Oh, yeah.
Who are you talking to on your phone, Timmy?
It's just Peter from InFocus.
Peter from InFocus.
Welcome back. Now let's take a look at the tragedy that was 9/11. Many of us weren't born yet, while some of us were only infants, as terrorist attacks on this day, 16 years ago, claimed the lives of nearly 3,000 people. 9/11 was a series of 4 coordinated terrorist attacks by the extremist group Al-Qaeda on the U.S. the morning of Tuesday, September 11, 2001. There were a total of 2,997 deaths and many more injuries. 2 of the planes were flown into the Twin Towers of the World Trade Center in New York City. A 3rd plane hit the Pentagon just outside Washington, D.C., and the 4th plane crashed in a field in Pennsylvania. The event triggered major U.S. initiatives to combat terrorism and define the presidency of George W. Bush. Although many of us don't remember these events, they still impact us today, with troops still being stationed and fighting in Afghanistan and Iraq. The 15-year-long Afghanistan war is the longest war in American history. Today, President Trump addressed the nation from Arlington National Cemetery, vowing that an event like this, which happened 16 years ago, would never happen again.
Savage killers, that there is no dark corner beyond our reach, no sanctuary beyond our grasp, and nowhere to hide anywhere on this very large earth.
With that, let's move on to the world of sports and what happened this weekend with Pally's teams. Isabel Harding has the latest.
Thanks, Maddie. This Friday, girls varsity water polo team lost to St. Francis by a score of 5-0. The boys varsity water polo team also lost to St. Francis by a score of 13-6. On Friday, the boys varsity football team lost to Mitty by a score of 42-6. Varsity volleyball had a tournament on Saturday. They beat Santa Cruz 2-0, beat Notre Dame 2-0, beat University 2-0, beat Sacred Heart Prep 2-0, and lost to Menlo School 2-0. The girls' JV volleyball team also had a tournament on Saturday, in which they beat Milpitas 2-0, beat Notre Dame 2-0, lost to St. Francis 2-0, beat Carlmont 2-1, and beat Homestead 2-0. Well, good job, girls. The girls' JV water polo team also played on Saturday, in which they lost to Mountain View 7-3. Now back to you, Maddie.
Last week, the show got pretty busy, and we know everyone wanted to watch Cooking with Cooper, so we bumped Pop Quiz to today. But since Friday has an alternate schedule, we thought we'd end on a fun note with this installment of Pop Quiz, where we see how much Pally students know about some American topic. This is the history building where students learn about the United States and the Constitution, but how much do they really remember? Sing the national anthem.
Oh, say, can you see? I'm the dancer. That's all I know.
But so proudly we hear something.
At the twilight's last gleaming. Whose restaurant and bright star through the perilous fight. We're so gallantly in this rocket's red glare. The bombs bursting in air. Through to the night that our flag was still there. Say, does that star-spangled banner? I know. The land, the
What is the First Amendment?
I don't know. We learned this last year, but I forgot it.
Under God, the United States of America, and free the Republic.
It's freedom of speech.
Oh, freedom of speech, freedom of religion, and then other freedoms.
Free speech.
Freedom of press.
Freedom of speech.
Bunch of freedoms.
Freedom of speech. Freedom of speech, religion, and assembly.
First Amendment. Wasn't it something with like the create the states?
Oh, freedom of the speech. So like press. It's freedom of speech and like the press stuff. It's the one where you're free to speak.
Press, religion.
Freedom of speech.
What is the 28th Amendment?
It's the 28th. It's
the First Republic.
After the 27th Amendment.
And the 7th.
28th. Something to do to change the Constitution.
Oh, that's definitely, like...
Right to bear arms.
No, that's the second one. Is it... What is it? No, I have no idea.
I got
Ooh, is that the one where they got rid of the whatever? The alcohol they ban? I don't know. Prohibition, baby.
I'm gonna taxes. What do you say?
Poll tax?
Something to do with poll taxes.
The abolition of poll taxes.
I don't know that one. I don't recall there being a 20th Amendment. That's new. So like, it's like because like there's 12 of the original ones, and then it's really new. What is that? That's not a thing.
That does it for us today. Remember, you can get the latest news from InFocus anytime, anywhere by checking us out at www.infocusnews.tv or find us at InFocus News on Instagram and Facebook, and follow us at Pally InFocus on Twitter and Snapchat. Until next time, have a great day, Pally.
Tweet about me. Get you killed, dog. Kill, dog. I'm a real dog. You a lil dog. Bill, dog. Wanna build, dog. Chasing meals, dog. Don't write in your beat like O'Neal, dog. Like I shoot like Reggie Mills, dog. Chopper sting you like a eel, dog. I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 M's in my